Yes, hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel. It's still hot out. I mean, it was hot all week.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to let up. I think it'll let up a little bit toward the end of this week and maybe the beginning of next week, but it's been hot enough. Record temperatures.
Well, when I always heard that they're breaking heat records, I always thought we still had records, but we don't have records anymore. We have like DVDs and stuff like that.
CDs?
Yeah, so is it breaking DVDs now, or tapes, or
8-tracks?
Thumb drives, USBs, so it's breaking USBs.
I think 8-tracks, records, cassettes, they would have melted if you left them in the car.
Anything with tape.
If you left them in the glove on the dashboard, they would have melted. But I think a DVD might have warped too. And this
DVD would warp. Things warp.
I mean, you leave the children in the car, they're going to warp.
They are. Is that the excuse for kids around here? They're all warped? Is that it?
Well, you know what? You might be onto something.
I heard your computer is pretty dead.
My computer died due to the heat.
Heat prostration.
It's true. We've had record heat here in southern New Mexico and West Texas.
And West Texas. Yes, you guys from West Texas. You walk out if your house is either our swamp cooling's working fairly good.
We're doing okay, but still hot.
Yeah, but you walk outside. You walk outside after you're cool, and the first 3-4 seconds you go, "Oh man, this is great!" It's just so liberating because all your sweat is just going, and then within another 5 seconds you're going, "Oh yeah, I can't take this."
Well, you have to feel sorry for the people who are out driving in the car, they making multiple stops. They park, they go inside somewhere, they come back out, now the car itself is 130 degrees.
It's pretty darn hot.
They have to cool it down again as they drive to the next stop. The same thing happens over and over. It happened to me Wednesday in El Paso.
Oh, having to keep going out?
Oh, my word.
Well, I was doing a wash the other day, and
it's good that you wash.
I did. And when I put it in the dryer, the dryer exhausts outside. Pigeons were coming over to cool off. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what the pigeons were doing.
We have 3 bird baths in the backyard.
I have a bird
and
cooler,
boy,
apparently.
Are they happy. Now we have irrigation. And the irrigation breached the ditch, so our whole yard was flooded. And boy, do the birds love that.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah, now I have to go back and fix, once the mud subsides, I have to go back and go fix the breaches in the canal.
The breaches in the oh, really?
Yes.
Really? Is that how you get your irrigation? By mistake?
Yes. Funny how that seems to happen.
What a mistake. It just keeps breaching. You're a regular New Orleans, aren't you?
Well, that's what happens in the neighborhood I am. Many of the homes have irrigation, their own irrigation canal, like we do. And our neighbor who has pecans sent down too much water.
Oh.
It came down too fast and too full, and it breached the portion and our neighbor's portion in several places and flooded their yard and our yard in several places. So we get free water, but what that means is later in the summer we're going to have a whole lot of weeds.
That's true. And
it comes down with the water.
And they'll die, hopefully, if they don't get watered again. But you're kind of lucky because you say that your backyard is a bird sanctuary, right?
Yes.
Which means it's loaded with bird crap.
Yeah.
So when the water comes, it washes all that away or into the ground so that your weeds have something to eat, some whatever birds deposit. Potassium,
well, the birds go on the ground or in the trees. They also go in the bird baths, unfortunately, especially the doves.
So you should never.
They dump in the bird. So you have to wash it out every day to get the turds out of there.
Well, I'm never bobbing apples in your bird bath. It doesn't sound like fun.
Come over to Halloween, we'll bob for drugs.
Okay, that sounds much more, worthwhile. So, it's been hot. It was a hot season for people in one part or the other.
Oh, by the way.
What did you want to say? Yes.
Take precautions.
Oh, yes.
Take precautions in the heat.
Well, if you're watching this, you must be indoors, so that's a precaution.
Yes, but we don't know. Your air conditioner may not be working.
Don't get too near your TV. You could get warmed up.
Go to the movies during the hottest part of the day. Ride for free on their air conditioning. You get it's not free, but you get to see the movie. And you're on their air conditioning. You go to the mall. You're on their air conditioning. Go someplace else during the hottest part of the day if you can.
Here's the thing that I meet this guy who's 94. He's in a rest home, and I realized they're air conditioned. So if you want to do a good deed, go visit people in rest homes nursing homes.
Hang out for 2 or 3 hours in the heat of the day. They'll be glad to see you.
They keep them cold because they don't want these people to. They're the most.
They're like cadavers, so you got to keep a cadaver cold.
Yeah, they're most susceptible to getting heat stroke. What's that little circle? That's sort of like, it looks like one of those Mexican hats.
Looks like a
but it's
flying
a fan.
saucer.
It's a fan, I guess.
Yeah. So
So those are a good idea. Drink.
And if you go to the sun, put on sunblock. You must have
water.
sunblock. Drink a lot of water.
You can drink water from the tap, apparently, in this city. Apparently, I hear that from people.
If you don't mind chlorine and fluoride in your blood system.
If you don't like
and
chlorine,
I do mind that.
We like uranium.
My what?
We don't like Uranus, but we like uranium.
Oh.
Yes, the chlorine. If you keep your water in a container for like a couple of hours, the chlorine. Put your face
evaporates?
over it. Yeah, it evaporates.
What about the fluoride? How do you get rid of that toxin?
Brush your teeth.
No, that doesn't get rid of it.
Well, you worry too much about the minor things when
It's
people
not
are
minor.
dying over. Let's see your teeth.
No.
If you had too much fluorine, or fluoride, you'd have brown teeth.
I don't want any fluoride. The teeth have nothing to do with the fluoride. I don't want to be swallowing fluoride. It's toxic.
If you never ate chemicals, you'd die.
It's not true.
Food is chemicals.
If I never ate fluoride, it'd be better health.
Ascorbic acid. If you never ate chloride?
If I never ate fluoride.
Fluoride?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, choose wisely. I drink, this water that comes from a store.
Who knows where?
A store that gets it out of the tap and puts it back in the
In a PCB bottle.
It's good because PCB, fights cancer.
Oh, yeah. It fights it into your body.
Well, give it a fighting chance. It works both ways.
Yeah, we had a big week.
We did. Big hot week. What else
It was
happened?
election week.
Very exciting. Up to it, we mentioned a few of our choices last week. Some of them got in.
Some
You
of
were
our
surprised.
endorsements.
We were surprised that Kiki got in for sheriff because
I wasn't
there are
that surprised.
3 top runners.
He had the
And
most
so
money.
It's pretty tight.
He had the most money, the most billboards, the most advertising. I wasn't really surprised that he got in. I was surprised that Juan Stewart came in second, and I was surprised that Curtis Childers came in third.
These are all your friends from high school, right?
None of my friends.
None of your friends from high school?
No.
You're on the other side of the blue line? Is that it? Anyway, I think Kiki, there's something good. Everybody should have a name like Kiki. It's good voter recognition. Kiki, guys got to have fun.
Well, actually, they did a study, and they found that people running for office who use a nickname
do better.
do better.
See, that's why I was for Rocky Lara.
Well,
I'm sorry.
you didn't need, okay.
I didn't have to be.
You didn't need to be for her because she's running
but
unopposed.
but prior to your candidate,
She was still running unopposed when it came to the election.
Yeah.
She'll now be up against Steve Pierce.
Steve Pierce, that's not kooky.
Yes, that is kooky.
Could we call him Stevie or Steve?
Creepy.
Steve Areno. Would that work? Steve Areno? Do you like that name?
It's just, how about S. Pierce? Spears.
How about just Piercer?
Now,
Yes.
Kiki also has an undersheriff who we know nothing about,
Oh, we
who
do.
ran with him.
You say that so ominously.
All sheriffs running for office have an
Haven't-
undersheriff running with them.
I would think because
It's like Miss America. If they're unable to perform their duties, undersheriff will take over for them.
or perhaps they're the enforcer. They come and break your legs if you don't do what the sheriff does. So you don't want to know a lot about them, and you don't want to give out a lot of information about them because they're known as the leg.
And one of the candidates had 2 undersheriffs. I don't know how that would have worked,
Well,
but we don't
man,
have to
twice
worry
as
about
much.
that.
So that's good. Who else? Sewell's.
So anyway,
what else?
so anyway.
You like sheriffs?
Kiki
Yeah.
Vigil
Really?
will be running against Buckingham, the Republican candidate for sheriff, in November.
Lindsey Buckingham?
No. And yes, you mentioned
Lindsey
Mary
Buckingham.
Lee Souls,
Yeah.
who I thought
We thought she
Would
was
win.
really qualified.
she did not win. Sandy Jones
Surprise,
beat
surprise.
Sandy Jones, who's been on the PRC before, was trying to get back on it, and he did.
Kind of funny when people are on them, they're usually trying to get people up. It sounds like our producer's disgusted. Are you disgusted by this? Anyway, these are like, one thing that I found odd, I think I told you this, was that in the Democratic primary, it's totally won by Democrats.
Same with the Republican.
What happened with them?
Most of them were running unopposed. On
That's
both
true.
sides.
You know why? Because they figure, why fight?
Well,
Sometimes
so they got
it's
100% of the vote.
I mean, we had up to 7 people vying for the same job at some point, or 5 people?
We had 5 people running for sheriff,
5 people running for
7
governor.
running for sheriff, and
7
5 people running for governor.
The governor was a real toss-up, although
I thought it was quite a surprise,
Yes.
a shake-up that Gary King came out ahead on that one.
I think what perhaps happened there was that swathe of people from Albuquerque and then down.
He spent more money up there.
Yeah, probably, because that's
And
where
that's
all
the
the
voting
voters
base.
are. But also, he's got the base of people in the East. He's more of those rancher guys.
Well, he's
the
a rancher, oil man.
guy. So that could have a good balance against Susana Martinez, who gets a lot of her support from the East.
Gary King was seen as the more conservative Democrat running for the office, whereas Alan Weber, who came in second, and most of the rest of them were seen as more liberals. Gary King was the only one against legalizing marijuana in New Mexico.
And that's it.
And his father, of course, was the longest-serving governor in the state.
He was well-liked.
So he's got a lot of connections. It'll be the Good Old Boy Network.
There's a dynastic tradition, and there always is a dynastic tradition, which is why they say, you know, the Bushes and the Clintons, perhaps. So we'll see.
Well, it's possible that Gary King may be the only one who can beat Susana Martinez. Really.
You know, when it comes down, unfortunately, we often go with our ideals. That's why some of us don't sign up to be either Democratic or Republican. Who would that be?
Like me?
Yes, your vote was uncounted. Yet you knew a lot about what was going on.
Well, I was involved in the election process.
Well, but you should be involved as an electorate.
I will be in November. Don't you worry.
Yes, but you didn't get a chance here. So what were we saying about Bruce King?
Well,
He's got a logical choice because
he's our attorney general right now.
Which means as people say, two lawyers are vying. Susana Martinez is a prosecutor.
And ultimately, Gary King may have more connections within the state of New Mexico that will help him to defeat Susana Martinez, if anybody can. Now, in 2 years, Susana Martinez is being courted by the Koch brothers to run for vice president. So even if she gets reelected, she'll be out of there in 2 more years if indeed they pick her to run for vice president.
And Sarah Palin for president, right? It's going to be an all-female ticket.
We'll see.
Or one of the...
I highly doubt it.
Rubio somebody's...
No, I think it'll be...
who?
A Bush.
A Bush?
One of the Bushes.
There's one left. Well, one left that is viable. He's not a bad guy. I don't want to be too complimentary, but he's the best one, they say.
They say.
They say.
Well, he better be.
Yeah.
Based on
history. Now finally we get... That'd be 3 bushes in a hand. It's better to have one in the bush. What? I don't know.
2 in the hand?
Yeah. One of the things that the city council voted for was to raise the minimum wage. People were asking for a $10.10 minimum wage, graduated up to hitting that
3
roll
years, right?
To 2017. Our city council voted to raise the minimum wage by 50 cents in a year by July 2015. 2015.
So it'll be $8 an hour.
Yes, at July in a year from pretty much now.
I can't wait.
And then another 50 cents the beginning of 2016. The cafe people were trying to raise it to eventually $10.10. Seattle just voted to raise it to $15 an hour. A lot of the largest cities, I believe Santa Fe is $15 an hour.
Yes, they were way ahead of us. 10 years ago, they were at $10 an hour.
Yep. It costs more to live there.
And it's the city different. Why wouldn't they?
And people, like to live there. There's a lot of trust fund kids there. They're not the ones making the money, but they're the ones that have it to spend. And there's a great incongruity between those who have and those who don't have. They're working. Enough with the no's.
Well, in Santa Fe,
but we don't need comments here.
Gas costs 20 cents a gallon more in Santa Fe than it does in Albuquerque. Why? We don't know.
Living costs more.
Because they can get away with it.
Well, one of the reasons gas costs more is because real estate prices are higher. The gas station does have to pay more real estate.
It could be.
20 cents more per your gallon. So that could work. And also they have to pay their staff more. That's why.
Could be. Okay, there it is. So don't move to Santa Fe.
Well,
unless you have a government job.
Move to one of the bigger cities.
Buttigers.
All the Buttigers. If you find it on the map, put your finger there because you'll lose it. You'll lose it. That's where those outlet stores tried to open, isn't it?
Near there.
They closed down. Near there.
Near there somewhere. I don't know what.
But anyway, most of the large cities in America are paying way more than we are. But living expenses are higher. I think they said the median or 2-bedroom apartment is like $1,400 in Seattle.
Santa Fe? Oh, Seattle.
In Santa Fe, I don't know.
Working at a coffee shop in Seattle, which is their
That's all they
tax
do.
base.
Yeah.
Can you make
And
enough
IT.
to live in an apartment that
And
expensive?
IT. If you live with a couple
Three
of
other
people,
yeah. Is that really living?
Not a communal living. I don't know. You're a loner, so you're going to have to.
If you had a boat, you could put it in Puget Sound and live on the boat.
Right, because boats don't cost anything to
And
run.
boats, you don't have to pay property tax if you live on a boat.
I think you do pay some sort of tax.
When you buy the boat.
And
you pay
probably
slip fees.
You have to pay slip fees. That's like rent. So.
No property tax.
Wow.
And you got to get water pumped in, electricity pumped in. You pay for gas if you want to go somewhere.
Sure.
Got to park your car.
I'm not saying it's a bargain.
But if you like to live on a
alternative.
boat, go to Seattle, and that'll be good. So that's the minimum wage. So Cafe is still.
What is Cafe, Michael?
It's some group that is advocating for a higher minimum
It's
wage.
a faith-based group fighting for basically democratic initiatives.
I work for them a little bit.
And progressive
and you know I have no
programs.
faith. I have no faith in anything. So
That's not true.
No, I have faith that air will keep being provided for us for free, especially if the Obama energy, they're trying to put a cap on the coal stuff.
Cap and trade?
We're not going to start, the chemicals emitted by coal manufacturing and burning is going to be cut by 30% by 2020.
We can do a whole show on that alone.
Yeah, we're not going to start to get into that. We'll wait till Chris is in a
we
better
well may
mood.
do that.
That sounds good. Are we getting near a break? It feels like we've been talking for like 4 hours. Yeah, you never know. So we're going to take because we're not even making minimum wage here. We could complain if we had anybody to complain to. But
Let's take a break, and we'll come back after these brief words.
See you. We'll shake down the producer for minimum wage.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here are some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free.
It only takes a speck of blood, and it gives me my results in 5 seconds.
And there's no coding for easier, more accurate results.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free.
Get ready, America! The Affordable Health Care Act is here, and it's got everyone asking, how do I find affordable health insurance that's right for me? The answer is simpler than you think. Pick up the phone and call I Can Benefit right now. Waiting for you is a team of licensed insurance agents who understand healthcare reform and can help you find the right plan to take care of you and your family's health. Don't wait. Call now and get the answers you deserve and a price you'll love.
Call toll-free 1-800-426-2163.
Celebrate, celebrate, Fiesta Motors.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate, Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
Hi, I'm Cheryl Burke, and I have a confession to make. I have a serious crush on my workout. Hip, fun, and always a challenge. Jazzercise is the total package. It's the only workout that I've ever truly loved. Does it show? That's because I'm in the best shape of my life. What a difference Jazzercise makes. When's the last time your workout swept you off your feet? Find a class near you at jazzercise.com.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers' high rate and high pay are everywhere.
They're making another minimum payment. Great. Most of the money goes to us.
One call to Consolidated Credit can get the debt suckers off your neck.
They lower his rates and consolidate his bills into one low payment. Consolidated Credit drives us batty.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
'Cause debt sucks.
Call now.
Call Consolidated Credit at 1-800-530-4571. Call now.
And we're back. Double Talk, Mark Steffen.
And Michael Mandel, we had our break to talk about alcohol. The drink that's mentioned in the Sun News Thursday pullout is an interesting one. Those of you who like to mix things with champagne, which could always be good, you could make it wasn't in this paper, but it's the Aperol Spritzer. You put about 1/3 Aperol, which is a beverage you can pick up in any fancy liquor store.
What is Aperol, Michael?
Aperol is an aperitif that is sort of peachy, sort of orangey.
Wine-like, isn't it? What is it made of?
I don't know. There's secret recipes. And you
that's
put
the
a
thing,
little,
you know
put a little club soda. You don't even ask me what it's in.
What I
Club
don't,
soda.
here's what I don't like about alcoholic
soda.
beverages. They don't have to list the ingredients.
It's
because they're
alcohol.
alcoholic beverages.
You know what alcohol is made
They
of?
can have all kinds of things in there that you wouldn't know about.
That is the secret. And one of my favorite genres of alcohol is Amaros, which are those Italian. We did a tasting of Amaros.
You did? What is an Amaro, Michael?
Who are you, like somebody's brat kid? Why is the sky blue? Oh, that's because God was drunk when he made it.
An Amaro.
It's made with Amaro next. It's made out of Curacao, the sky. An Amaro is made out of a base of anything. Chinar is an Amaro. It's made out of artichoke hearts. There's an Amaro made out of beets. It's fermented, and then they put in herbs of all.
Is it a liqueur? Is it an dinner drink?
It's an aperitif.
Is it a mixer?
It's an aperitif.
Aperitif,
You
okay.
can certainly mix it. It's mixed. It's a big drink. In fact, today, this is the last day of Negroni week.
Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Negroni, where? You mean in the world?
In the world. It was stated as Negroni week by Campari and Son, the Campari company, who makes, what do they make, Mark? I'll give you an easy question.
Well, they make vermouth.
They make Campari.
Also, if you go to any bar in Las Cruces and you say,
I want a Negroni.
Make me a Negroni, they won't know what you're talking about.
Right. And then you say,
And you have to tell them how to make it.
You have to ask them first, do you have Campari? They go, what?
Then, it's the 3 ingredients, right?
I'll tell you what, if they do have Campari, what you do is you say, let me see the bottle and see how sugar crusted the cap is, because that'll tell you that it's been there since the bar opened and they never used it.
What's in a Negroni?
I've done this. A Negroni is, don't you remember, Mark? Those of you
I want
watching,
you to tell the people what it is.
1/3 Campari, 1/3 sweet vermouth. You could use any kind of sweet vermouth, and 1/3 gin. Obviously, you can use any kind of gin.
Gin, you couldn't use vodka.
You could.
Okay.
You know what? There's a lot of variations. The same as a martini went kablooey. The Negroni, in fact, for Negroni Week, the New York Times published 10 different recipes for Negronis that were variations. One of the variations you can easily do is get an Amaro, such as Averna or Maletti or Ramazzotti Amaro, mix it with any kind of sweet vermouth, which could be Martini and Rossi or Noilly Prat or whatever, and any kind of gin. I think the best gins have that kind of taste of juniper that they're supposed to have. But you could use Hendrick's gin, which is cucumber and rose petal flavored.
Well, now you're getting a little precious.
Yes,
But
that's why my fingers went like
nice
this.
Bombay gin would be nice.
Bombay gin is
Tanqueray.
good. Tanqueray Beefeater.
They're all good gins. Don't use the cheaper one.
Don't use the cheaper one, and you don't have to use like no-let gin, which costs like $47.
No need to go that crazy. And if
What's that? Oh, we're out to.
And I always buy my booze on sale. That's my motto.
Rangport gin is now on sale at Walgreens. $20.
So
worth it. That's Tanqueray.
now Wednesday night this week.
That's a party. Have your Negronis there.
The Farmers and Crafts Market once again is at nighttime this Wednesday. Yay! Last month they did it.
Am I supposed to say yay?
And it was wonderful, Michael. You should go down there.
I should.
Also, the filmmakers get together at the Rio Grande Theater. Will be there that night. There's food vendors, the farmers market. Almost everybody was there. Normally on a Wednesday, hardly anybody shows up because it's pretty half-assed.
Yeah.
But on Wednesday night, it's beautiful, and the ambiance is really nice.
Here's the Sun News picture.
You
That's
had
a great picture. They had
there were bands playing.
dancers,
you had people in motion doing their aerial work. It was wonderful.
That sounds great. So Wednesday night, you should do that. What else is on hand this week? There's a lot of stuff. The
the Raft the Reel is coming up next week.
Yes, next weekend. But
And
it's this weekend. So you got to plan for that, because you don't want to be up the creek without a paddle.
That's true. So that's down at the Rio Grande Theater. And it all begins at the Picacho Bridge, and it goes all the way down to the Mesilla Bridge.
Or as they say, La Llorona Park. But I think it's easier to know it at the Picacho Bridge.
Picacho Bridge.
Get it while it's wet, because you don't
a lot
get
of fun. They give out
you don't
prizes.
get water that often.
They give out numerous prizes. A lot of people down there. It's always good fun. It starts at 10 o'clock next Saturday. Not today.
Next week.
Next Saturday.
Prepare for that.
Going down. If you see us there, come up and say hello. We'd love to talk to you.
We don't have a raft.
And you know what? This
You
station
had
should
one
have a
once.
raft.
We should have a raft. Maybe we could tie some of these dead computers together and float them.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. It's one of the few times you're going to see water in the river, so take this opportunity. You got what, like a 3-week window?
Let's hope they don't have to walk the
That
raft
could
down.
be us. That could be us. You know, I think the water. I just took a pregnant pause.
Took a pregnant pause. I noticed.
Yes. You could go and get one of those fat tire bikes. Probably float on it if you keep pedaling fast enough. You know, to keep you afloat. Because even so, where's
by the time she reached the finish line,
where's this?
She was a mother.
Could be. The bed of the river is what, about 3 inches below the water line?
Well, we won't know until we get there.
You know, we once went out, this is in Cape Cod, which is known for its wetness and it's right near the ocean. There is a cove that we used to look over. And years ago we said, let's go take a canoe out. I'm thinking, this looks scary because that's a big cove. And we get the canoe started about 100 feet off the shore.
And you're still hitting rocks.
No, we just ran into a sandbar. And then you'd have to get out of the canoe and drag it.
That's what you have to do in the Rio Grande River.
You call that water?
It happens.
Gosh, it's amazing how water is deceiving. Yes, but this was the ocean.
We're in the middle of the drought, folks. So be thankful for any. Actually, the river is just a big irrigation canal for the farmers these days, and that's how it is.
Instead of getting tubes of water, they use this ancient running waterway. That's what it is.
And if you go down there and you put your hands in it, you'll get muddy hands.
And which brings us up to the Muddy Hands Blues Band.
The Southwest Environmental Center is sponsoring a...
what day is that? Did you write that down? A hootenanny.
A hootenanny.
Well, it's blues, so...
Saturday, tonight.
That's right.
Downtown.
$5. Downtown Mall, there's beer from people's favorite place. What's people's favorite place?
Bistro.
No, the beer would be from
High Desert Brewery.
Mm-hmm. What else is that? Music in the Park is tomorrow. That would be at Young Park.
Now, I want to talk about the Malaysian air
Yeah,
deception.
we have to get through this, because we're...
But we now know what really did happen.
It's in your backyard, along with the water from the Rio Grande.
America and Taiwan were having military naval exercises over there in that part of the globe. They accidentally shot down the airplane. While they were cleaning up that mess there, they had everybody looking over in the Indian Ocean as a misdirection while they cleaned up that mess. You'll notice President Obama went to Malaysia 2 weeks later. He met with the Malaysian president and the Taiwanese president, to sort that whole thing out with them, keep everybody's mouths shut. All the survivors,
Is that what we're doing?
relatives got nice payoffs, but they kept it a hush-hush. And apparently now that is what happened.
So where'd you hear this? What's your source? I believe you. I'm not doubting you. I'm just asking you your source.
Based on the information I've received, that's what we've come to know. Now, this weekend,
friends.
we're running out of time. House of Blue Leaves at the Black Box Theater opening night.
Yes. Well, it was last night.
And Ruthless at the Community Theater.
Las Cruces Community Theater.
Opening out last night.
And what's that, American?
Also, this week, today, at the Young Park, going on right now, the Beauty and the Beast, American Cancer Society, people who've lost their hair, go and donate your hair, get a haircut, have a good time, food, booths, etc., etc. That's all. We're out of time.
See you next week.
And we'll see you, next year.
We'll have another half hour.
Next week right here on Double Drop.
Talk to you.